Hi, welcome to the Brief Book Reviews channel, otherwise known as An Old Guy Reviews the Book That He's Read This Week. So what's the old guy read this week? Well, the book I read this week is this one. It's called The Antique Hunter's Death on the Red Sea by author C.L.Miller. It was published here as a hardback in the United Kingdom on the 13th of February 2025 by Macmillan. And it's the second book by Carole C.L. Miller. The first one was called The Antique Hunter's Guide to Murder. I reviewed that on the channel, so have a look if you want to see the review of that book. So it's another adventure for Freya Lockwood and her eccentric aunt, Aunt Carole. In the first book, The Antique Hunter's Guide to Murder, they were following in the footsteps of Freya's mentor, Arthur Crockleford, who owned an antique shop, but also with Freya was well known for tracking down missing antiques, and Freya has continued that work. So the conclusion of the first book, Freya decided to set up her own agency. So it's called the Lockwood Antique Hunters Agency, with Freya and Aunt Carole the two main people. They've taken on somebody in the shop. They've still got Arthur's shop called Sky. He's a young lass who's really good on the IT side of thing, and they're growing their business online as well. So things are going reasonably well. But they've not had a case yet for the Lockwood Antique Hunters Agency until the phone rings. And it turns it's a call from the Lowestoft Maritime Museum. And they said that her mentor and Carole's friend Arthur had donated a painting to the museum a while back. That painting has been stolen. And P.S. there's a dead body out the back. The police are investigating. The Lowestoft Maritime Museum want the painting back, and they've engaged Freya and Aunt Carole to find out what on earth's going on. So the first case for the Lockwood Antique Hunters Agency develops. Freya and Aunt Carole are off trying to find out what's happened to this painting, but more importantly, why did Arthur donate a painting to this fairly small maritime museum in Lowestoft? It wasn't near where he lived. What was the connection? Why did he do it? And thus the tale unfolds. And Freya and Carole soon trace the lead, which leads them to a cruise, an antique enthusiast cruise that's going on the Red Sea. Hence the title of the book, Death on the Red Sea. And it turns out there is a gallery on the cruise ship, which has got lots of antiques in it, really high quality antiques. There's a curator, there's various antique experts being signed up to give talks to a rather well-to-do crowd that are the passengers of this cruise. And Freya was originally asked to go on this cruise, but then received a mail saying, "Oh, we don't need you after all." But she manages to get back on the invite list, if you will. And Freya and Carole go off on the cruise, and it's not long before Freya finds out there's something really wrong here. She looks at the gallery on board the cruise ship and notes that a lot of these are very valuable antiques, but P.S. a lot of them are missing antiques, stolen antiques. And she's thinking, what on earth's going on here? And this, I guess, is where some of the characters from the previous book appear. We've got Phil, the FBI agent. We've got Bella, the art thief, who are both on board. Phil posing as an events officer, Bella, who's a bit of a chameleon, posing as all sorts of different people. And it turns out there is a rumour that on board the cruise ship there's somebody called the Collector. Now the Collector is almost a semi-mythical figure. It's rumoured to be an individual and an organisation with him that deal in high quality black market antiques. Several high value pieces have been stolen, and they've all been put down to the Collector. Turns out, rumour control has it that this cruise will see the transfer of power, if you will, between the old Collector and the new Collector. So there's lots of stuff going on. There's lots of black market antiques. There's already been one murder, and it's looking like things are getting a bit dangerous. So a great tale. It's cosy crime. There's lots of humour, but we see Freya and Aunt Carole doing their best to unravel this puzzle, unravel this mystery. It's fair to say that the hunt for the collector gets very, very dangerous and indeed deadly. But nevertheless, a really good read. It's 335 pages. We still follow back, if you will, to the conclusion of the book. Once the IDs of the wrong uns have been established, we then find out that Arthur had another journal. His second journal relates to some of the antiques in this on the cruise in this book. But there's a third journal which relates to antiques in a Scottish castle, and lo and behold, that's going to be the next book in the Antique Hunters series. So, really good read, cosy crime. Those that prefer all action thrillers, murder mysteries may not find this too good, but if you like your cosy crime, if you're interested in antiques, if you like a bit of humour, a good read. So I'd give it 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed reading it. 335 pages. I think that's it for this week's brief book review. 10/10 till we do it again. Thanks for watching. Bye.